ever-reaching man. Letters I've written, never meaning to send.
Fortunately, the thing that I'm best known for is the sound of my own voice. And I'm very lucky physically to have a recognizable voice, and that's so important. You know, I've known so many great session singers that can sing anybody out of the studio any day you like, but you can't tell who it is. You can't identify their face when they sing. When people hear me or hear the Moodies or something, it's like, oh, that's that guy, you know, and so it's identifiable, and I'm very thankful for that.
Would you take me back to school? I need to learn the golden rule. Would you lay it on the line? I need to hear it just one more time.
I had a solo album out last year called The View from the Hill, and then Paul, Moody's keyboard player, Paul Bliss, did all the keyboards and the programming stuff on that. And then we just had such a great time making it, and my friend Mickey Fiat, who lives near me in France, we were just sort of playing it for fun, and the more we played it for fun, the more we thought, we've just got to go and do this somewhere and invite people along.
I took a walk down by the prison wall. I didn't know.
I met a lot of boys that were working in Italy, and then they knew that I'd written, and they were sort of saying, well, play us a few of your songs, we've got anything new, and so we'd play, and then I started making a few demos down there, and then one of the boys that was on the demos said, you know, there's a great studio not far from us, like 200 kilometers away in Italy, and called Molinetti, and I went down there, and it's in a beautiful old house right on the Ligurian coast of Italy, and with a studio in the basement, and the Italian family look after you and cook. One day the mama cooks, the next day the auntie cooks. It's just such a beautiful environment that I was hooked.
That's the way. That's the way of the world. The way of the world. That's the way.
The show starts off with just me, and then there's two of us, me and Mickey, and then the four of us. Is that you can hear everything. You can hear every kind of nuance perfectly. And that's very difficult in the Moodies sometimes. The Moodies is kind of so mega and takes a lot of sort of cranking up before you get it going. And that's the difference. I love both things, and they're both very different. When I was younger, I was very, not obsessed, but it was my whole life, I was involved with the protest movement, and when we first came here as a band to America, of course the Vietnam War was happening, and there was a lot to complain and protest about. And I think as I've got older, I've really believed that that making the world a better place starts with yourself, and it's certainly never too late to do that.
Well, don't you know that it's not too late? The time's not fast. Well, don't you know it's not too late? Oh, and even though I tell myself all is lost, well, somewhere there's a spark of hope. And somehow the world keeps turning, promising a better day. Somewhere the spark is burning away.
Children of Paradise I co-wrote with Mickey Fiat, my bass player, and I had the title of the song and the first couple of verses, but I just didn't know what the song was about. It reminded me of an old Moodies song, the kind of thing that, say, me and Ray Thomas would write years ago when we were kids, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then Mickey, I went round to Mickey's house one day and we were playing it through, and Mickey said, well, it really needs to go somewhere like in the middle to really kind of take off, to do a different direction in the middle. I never thought of that. I never even thought about putting a middle eight into it. So we worked on the middle eight, and then Mickey just wrote a line down and handed it to me as I was playing, and it said, "All the violence and the rage, through the grace of love, be still, and the spirit that breaks free from the cage is the one they cannot kill." And I just, that's it. Of course, it's so clear.
And the spirit that breaks free from the cage is the one they cannot kill. 'Cause we could be, yes, we could be. We could be children of paradise. Children of paradise. Children of paradise. Children of paradise.
I wrote Nights in White Satin. Mike Pinder, our keyboard player, wrote Dawn is a Feeling. He wrote Dawn is a Feeling first, and it inspired me really to write Nights in White Satin. I thought, well, the dawn and the night, you know, and those were the two linking points of it. And then I had a little dog called Tuesday. I had a little dog called Tuesday, and she used to come to this sound, Tuesday, you know, and it was those two notes. And I just went into a field down there. My parents lived in the west of England one day, and got the guitar out and started strumming, and Tuesday Afternoon came out.
Tuesday afternoon, I'm just beginning to see. Now I'm on my way. It doesn't matter to me, chasing the clouds away.
I never get tired of the old favourites, really, of playing them, because first, they mean so much to so many people, and that's a wonderful thing to be part of, to have played on, or in my case, to have written. It's amazing. Songs that actually mean something, they're part of people's lives, is a wonderful thing to be able to share every night. And secondly, you can go anywhere in the world, and people will know that song. And it's on a lot of the karaoke machines as well. You know, they have a book with the karaoke, with the lyric and everything, and this book was sort of going around the bar, and there was this Norwegian guy next to me, and his wife having a drink, and he opened the book, and he was looking through it, and he said, "Oh, look, Nights in White Satin, I love this song, I do this song." And his wife said, "No, My Funny Valentine." It was on the same page. Do My Funny Valentine, I prefer that. So I leaned across and I said, "Listen, I said, you do Nights in..." I said, "I'll do My Funny Valentine if you do Nights in White Satin." "Yeah, it's a deal, you know." And so I did I said, "I'm me first." I did My Funny Valentine, and I did it totally unfunny, because I'm a singer, you know, and I did it kind of as best as I could do it, and it was like really boring. It was like, yeah, very good, you know, at the end. And then it was his go, and he did Nights in White Satin, and he started it, and then by the time he got, "'Cause I love you," and he gave it the full Monty. And he went down a storm. It was like, bravo, bravo, fantastic, yeah, all right, brilliant, you know, and everything. And I thought, yeah, it's great. My ambition is to just keep doing what I'm doing right now. It's for it still to be there, you know. And even if it's not there, I should be up the pub playing anyway.